Good video to watch from a well thought out
Nicki
black creator on this Nicki Minaj shit to promote by watching this shit going on.
Minaj is worried about your balls. News
I bet this dude thinks I'm racist too now, though.
analyst Shawn Cee is here to officially break the story. There was enough novelty in a situation like this for me to overlook it the other day when I first heard about her cousin's friend's balls. It's so out of the way and random that it's like, who would believe this? But then I forget that she has fans. So Nicki Minaj has a social media following that ranges in the hundreds of millions, right?
I believe it.
And while you can say whatever you want on these social media platforms, it's best to leave professional advice to professional people, people that have worked and done research in the field, right? I would never give you financial advice and legally could not give you financial advice. Why? Because I'm not a financial advisor. Anybody who's ever done any kind of investing and you wanted to see about the potential future of a stock or see about the potential investment opportunities of crypto, a lot of the time you'll hear these videos start off with, or tweets start off with, articles start off with, I am not, or we are not financial advisors. Please go into this at your own discretion, at your own risk. So as someone who would not be allowed to advise you financially, I could not also give you an anecdotal story about how much money I made someone that might range in the millions of dollars. Why? Because that supports the narrative that I want you to think that I know what I'm doing or that I know what I'm talking about. In the same way that I would never advise you medically, because I don't want to give you an anecdotal story that may sway your opinion in one way or the other. Why? Because I'm not a professional. Does that mean that all professionals know what they're doing? No. Am I more likely to trust someone who is a professional or regarded as such versus someone sitting on their couch doing research that they believe is comparable to people that have studied the field for years, decades, and possibly centuries? It'd be reasonable. Nicki Minaj took to Twitter the other day to tell people that in order for her to attend the Met Gala, she'd need to be vaccinated. And she says that she wasn't going to do that in order to attend the Met Gala. She says that she would not be getting vaccinated until she did enough research. I'm guessing she doesn't feel safe getting vaccinated, but for some reason feels safe around her husband. I'm more likely to take my chances around a needle than a predator. Maybe it's just me. It's really giving I'm only looking up information or telling you that I'm doing research on the vaccine because I couldn't attend the Met Gala, more than it is I've been doing research since the vaccine came out. And my question to people who give this as their response for why they are unvaccinated isn't that you can't have questions or that you're not allowed to be on the fence about things. It's me asking, what do you expect to find that medical professionals and researchers who've been studying this since it came out haven't been able to see yet? How professional or how galaxy brain are you specifically as one person doing research, most likely via Google? How wide do your resources range to where you could find answers that medical professionals couldn't, that scientists couldn't?
I mean, this is the exact same thing that I had, but it's the right one. Like
3 months of
it's just like the difference between people like myself and also Shawn Cee and Nicki Minaj is that, like, we recognize that we're fucking too stupid to understand the research, even if we accidentally fucking stumbled across the research. And that's the common sense, is that, like, that's precisely why you look to authorities. You stole this take, yeah, even though this video wasn't out yet. I did.
What the fuck is in your web browser that you've got the answers, but they don't? And I know she didn't say that she knew. She's not discouraging people from getting it on a technical level, but you are implying that there's something they don't know that you'll be able to find out through research. And I'm not even one of these people that's like, if you don't want to be vaccinated, then there's something wrong with you. I can't believe you would ever have this stance. I'm not one of these people, okay? I understand the importance of what the vaccine is supposed to do for people and what it's supposed to do for our country. I just said our country, this country. But in my mind, the most reasonable response, even though it could still be debated, is I don't feel comfortable getting it right now because—
Bro, Nicki Minaj stands are like, no, we're Barbs. Like, we'll find it. Bro, you know what's funny is that, like, when you're as famous as Nicki Minaj, right? And she's fucking galactic level famous, right? You have like hyperactive stans from all walks of life. And I was looking through my comments, the sea of fucking shit that I was getting, right? Bro, there were like actual fucking PhD at Columbia University barbs in my, in my replies. Like, dude, you literally have a PhD from Columbia. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you're like, nah, Nicki Minaj is like, she'll figure it out. It's like, what happened, dude? Throw it in the trash. Throw it in the fucking trash, dude. Okay? God damn, dude.
WTF.
It blew my fucking mind. It's like, dude, you went to school for so many years, but then your love, you went to school for so many years, and then your fucking love for Nicki Minaj just rotted your brain, dude. Like, how? Like, how did that happen? That makes no sense. I'm sorry.
Because I feel like it's still in its early stages. There are too many potential variants that could still mutate at this point because there are so many people that are unvaccinated that I don't want to have to keep going and get boosters and getting extra shots and extra shots. So while I am still open to getting it, I'd rather wait until they give me the final version, the final DLC. I'd rather wait for that as opposed to get one right now and then having to get more and more and more because other people don't want to get vaccinated either. I could see that being the most reasonable of responses if that was your decision for why you hadn't gotten it yet. Get the fuck! It's this and that. It's this and that, okay? Pretending like you're doing research because your cousin's friend's balls exploded and his wife conveniently left the same time because his balls were somehow making the kids uncomfortable because they couldn't sleep through the night because his ball hair was rustling up.
I'm afraid, like, not to pull up on Shawn Cee here, but like, I do kind of feel like there was actually a really good take from Melon Boy on the Nicki Minaj stuff, which you guys will probably be upset about because like he is way too nice to Nicki Minaj in his commentary for obvious reasons. I think he, I'll show you that in a second. I don't know if that's how the vaccine works, but it kind of corresponds to what Shawn Cee is saying here, which is like, if Nicki Minaj was like, oh, I'll just wait for the DLC, that's like one thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just wait for the DLC. Like that's one thing, right? That's what. And even that is completely fucking unacceptable for a lot of people. By the way, under rap, what is trending is I stand with Nicki. Like, what's trending right now in America is I stand with Nicki. So just not great, but. Here, I'm going to show you guys what Anthony Fantano, Anthony Melantano said, Top Tony Mortano said about Nicki Minaj last night. I think that was, like, interesting. It was very empathetic. Okay. He started off by saying, this Nicki Minaj discourse is such a shitfest right now. I don't demonize her for being underinformed or curious. There's a lot of necessary education around this pandemic most Americans were absolutely not ready for. And the government isn't doing enough to close the info gap. So, what do I always tell you guys? Like, celebrities celebrities have access to the same level of information you do. So they can be just as fucking dumb as you are, right? Like, so always remember that. Whenever we're like talking about celebrities, we oftentimes like assume like, oh my God, like, well, this is a celebrity. They have access to like all the fucking medical knowledge. Like, he's not wrong. They can be just as dumb as, and in many instances, they are just as dumb as your anti-vaxxer aunt is, and just as dumb as you and I are. Okay? Ultimately, this is all a lesson in how something as common sense as inoculations have been turned into a culture war by right-wing grifters, feeding the conspiracy theorist, voting block Trump expanded. There's nothing wrong with questions, but this shouldn't be an argument. Like, it's literally a life-saving vaccine. The numbers prove it. Anything seeking to intentionally undermine that fact is hysteria. Period. The final takeaway is social media isn't just a casual setting anymore, and this is the most important take that he had that I agree with. Okay? Especially if your following is large. Trending topics and controversial posts are the news assignment desk now. Are the news assignment desk now. Any post could kick up a whirlwind of pundit commentary and Candace Owens tweets. A total nightmare. I get Nicki felt like she was putting out a kind thought and a personal anecdote to her followers and her followers only. That was the vibe of Twitter in 2009. But that's absolutely not the function of this site anymore. Those days are long gone. So I do, like, in the most charitable way of looking at Nicki Minaj's situation, I think Anthony Fantano here is correct. What he's saying is, like, you know, this person probably thought, like, I'm just going to put this out there. Like, Nicki Minaj was not intentionally being like, don't take the vaccine so she can, like, grift fucking, you know, ivermectin or anything like that. I think she's just another victim of misinformation, right? Unless shitposting is a part of your personal brand, posts got to be looked over for the potential to create a PR firestorm, especially when it comes to topics as serious as, you know, a deadly pandemic. I know Twitter doesn't seem like a big deal because the app success, but the audience you can reach here is potentially bigger than that of a major TV network. And keep in mind, Twitter has one of the smaller user bases of any social media platform. It's a lot of responsibility for any single person, and I don't even manage it perfectly myself. It's easy for our imperfections to spill out on here. Nicki sort of doubling down on all this is absolutely an example of that. If this ocean of a piss app has taught me anything, it's absolutely not the place to show emotion or react to a large crowd of critics out of emotion. Obviously, there's room for debate, but make your argument and don't get upset if you can't sway Johnny Troll 27 whatever. So, I think that this is the most charitable interpretation of what happened to Nicki Minaj. And it still doesn't, you know, it's not even hand waving away the impact that, you know, he's not hand waving away the impact of it, right? Because the impact is still nefarious. It's still bad.
6 month
because you don't want Hassan. You should be minding that last one you read, brother man. Oh, dude, I totally. But there's a difference between me and Nicki Minaj, and that is I'm not a gigantic galactic level celebrity, and also I thrive in this kind of controversy. Let's be real, dude. This kind of controversy helps me. Like, that's just the reality. There's negative consequences that genuinely upset me, that genuinely suck. And there's a lot of abuse that I put up with in that, but it actually does literally fucking help me. So let's be real. I can't stop myself sometimes because I'm fucking too weak to not respond to silly bitches and silly gooses, you know what I mean, on the internet when they're just like saying, when they're talking out of their asses, but
Nicki has done the research.
Clout chasing? Wait, Clout Goblin? No, dude. Responding to Nicki Minaj is not what I'm talking about. Like, me responding to random fucking Twitter users all the way into last night is me being unable to stop myself from responding to controversy. Like, I should not have done that. I should not have done that. And I felt really bad when I read that community member that was saying, like, I felt bad about it too. Because it was a moment where I like was to myself, took a deep breath, and I realized like you know, is Melon mad at you? Fuck no. Why the fuck would he be mad at me? I'm sorry that community members being a baby. Dude, shut the fuck up. You don't understand it. Like, just say you don't understand it, and that's fine. I try to be a little bit more empathetic than you, okay? Like, you're not responsible for an entire fucking community of people that you feel responsible for. That you feel responsible for the security and safety and education of, okay? I do feel that responsibility, which is precisely why I said what I said. Like, I'm black and yes, he was being a baby. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like,
why don't you just stand on some grass?
Obviously, a lot of you are not fucking mad, okay? A lot of you would never get mad at some shit like that. There are some people that are a little bit more... The point is, it's not coming out of a place of logic. It's emotion. And a good person should also take into consideration people's emotions, okay? When people are like, I'm more mad about you saying that Tucker Carlson would fucking be a pro segregated busing person than like actually Tucker Carlson himself. That's not a logical fucking conclusion you arrive at. Not everything is logical, especially when it comes to matters of racism, especially when you deal with racism every fucking day of your life. Okay? Of course it's emotional. And I do care about the emotions of people in my fucking community. I'm not like a psycho. Okay? That's the difference, okay? I'm not saying like someone has to be like purely logical. Like, no, it's not. It's not a logical fucking thing. I wasn't attempting a joke, and the community member thought I was attempting a joke. But even then, like, their own misunderstanding is still not good. Like, you know what I mean? Their own misunderstanding is still not something that I want to promote. So that's why I apologize to people in my community who may have misunderstood what the fuck I was, what the point I was putting out there. Okay. I don't care if that emotion is aroused in defense of Nicki Minaj stan as a stan instinct. No. Fuck those people. No. I don't care. They can literally seed themselves into oblivion for all I care. If you're like a fucking Nicki Minaj stan and you're just like exclusively posting on the timeline about how fucking racist I am and not like even for a second turning around and being like, it's kind of fucked up that Nicki Minaj was like platforming a white supremacist like to her fan base. You don't give a fuck about anything. You just give a fuck about like standing your idol, which is fine.
Hi, chat.
Okay? Fuck you. I'm not apologizing to you at all. Stay mad. I hope you get even more mad. I hope you fucking, lose your fucking mind over it. Okay? You've already lost it.
Can I get a bisexual pride in chat?
So that's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about people who are, well-intentioned people who are in this community who thought I was just like simply making a joke or weaponizing segregation or something like that. Okay? While I don't believe it's coming from a place of fucking pure logic, I do understand it, and I do think that it's still important to address. People who are offended by what you said are misinformed. See, this is a person who's like trying to extend the controversy. Okay? I didn't say they were misinformed. I said that there are varying degrees of people who are offended by it. Some people were offended because they lack the context. If you want to consider that to be, like, I don't know. If you want to consider that to be like misinformed, they're uneducated. Are you saying they're ignorant? Then like, yeah, you can try to clip something out for you. And I love that you said you should never use racism to push an agenda. My agenda is anti-racism, you fucking idiot. So what the fuck? No, I will always push this agenda. No one outside of Barb's actually cares what you said. No, that's not even true. That's not true because there are a lot of like big, there are a lot of fucking big like Black Twitter accounts that saw it without any context and were justifiably upset because they thought like, here's another fucking racist white kid. It's still kind of weird that it's like not even a fucking tweet that was published and that they would have never even seen. So you're basically fucking getting upset about like a tweet that me and this community decided was not good enough to fucking post because of the controversy that it might have created while highlighting the tweet that a fucking Nazi account posted, by the way. Why do they think you're racist? I don't care. It's just fucking people are angry, okay? Yeah, this is the example I used before of like a person who is, a person who's on the precipice that is not like a fucking barb or anything that like, sees me fucking pushing back against it and gets upset. There's two things I can do. One is like, yeah, they're pussies and fucking move on. But when I see like actual members in my community also feel like I was, making light of a situation, I'm gonna fucking address it.
Up against his leg hair, and people were uncomfortable hearing the noise as he walked by, because pretending it's because of the vaccine and not from a hooker that he cheated with a couple nights before the marriage was supposed to happen is crazy to me. You don't care about my balls or anyone else's balls. You're afraid of the shot, and it's okay to say that. I know why you'd be afraid based off our history in this country. I especially understand. I've been in the hospital with black women as they've attended a doctor's appointment and they've described symptoms to their doctor, only for these symptoms to be way worse than the doctor led them to believe because they weren't.
Or that one tweeter called you a snow opossum. What the fuck is that? I mean, I think it's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm a mayo monkey. Like, I don't give a fuck. Dude, the reason I love fucking like anti-white, clever anti-white fucking ways of shitting on white people, because it's literally ultimately not serious. Okay, it's a way that someone who has historically been oppressed to try to blow off steam. So I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? And if you get like super fucking upset about that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, snow opossum, vanilla gorilla. It's funny. It's like not fucking serious. No white person is like actually getting oppressed on the verge of their whiteness. It's like literally, it's powerless. It's like powerless fucking young black Twitter users that are trying to just like upset you or trying to hurt your feelings. Like, it's up to you. There is a significant difference between like that and, saying the N-word or dehumanizing a black person. Okay? Like, reverse racism is just like a silly thing to fucking genuinely get upset about. Okay? And the reason for why that is because there is no historical context for it. Okay? Something I stress regularly, by the way.
To be here, be.
I'm of course I'm still a racist, but like,
weren't paying attention or giving them the care that they required.
Still an insult? Yeah, who cares? There's a difference. There's a difference between like insulting someone on a tangible characteristic that like has never been used as a historical form of oppression versus insulting someone on an inalienable characteristic that has been always historically fucking used to oppress them. That's the difference. Something I talk about regularly.
At that time, I've seen doctors be incredibly dismissive of black women specifically when they come in and talk about their symptoms. It's a real thing. So I'm not scoffing at you because you're skeptical of the shot. I'm scoffing at you because you are somehow convinced in your own ideology of yourself
I gotta pee, I'll be
you
back.
are the person that's got the answers. No one else who's been suffering through this pandemic for the last 2 years almost has the answers or a way out. But you are the one. Look, bro, at the end of the day, if you didn't want to be vaccinated, you could have just said to your Twitter followers, yo, I don't know anything about this vaccine business, but until I do find out more information, I'm gonna stay masked up, I'm gonna stay indoor, I'm gonna keep my distance from people and keep my gatherings to the very bare minimum, if any at all. Could have just said that. I know people have gone on to defend her and say this and say that. Oh, she didn't say anything that was wrong. All she's gotten is opinion. No, information that can be factually debunked, which this case actually has been, is not an opinion. It's you spreading misinformation. There are no testicle breaches because of the shot. Again, this isn't me personally trying to give you advice and advise you closer towards the shot if you're on the fence about it, okay? But let's stop pretending as if it's about research, because it's not. The info and the data is out there. You're either going to believe it or you're not. Although I'm not going to give you any kind of medical advice, I will tell you that the intention of what this shot is supposed to be has been so misread and misunderstood for a while now. I do not believe that this is some miracle vaccine. I do not believe that this is some Jesus shot, that you're gonna get hit with this and all of a sudden all your dreams and aspirations are suddenly going to become clear. The intent is to lessen effects, okay? And if the effects are lessened to a point where you sneeze less, cough less, cry less, sniffle less, it all works towards you not being able to transmit it as easy. Limiting transmission keeps cases low. Keeping cases low, make sure it dies down sooner. Make sure it dies down sooner, less deaths. Herd immunity comes quicker. It's not a miracle, okay? And if people stop believing that people who want you to get it are promoting it as if it's a miracle vaccine, as opposed to what it is, a shot that's just supposed to lessen effects. Maybe the fear-mongering and the hysteria over it wouldn't be as high. I'd be skeptical if all of a sudden they started promoting cancer cures and they said it's for free, pull up to this.
Wait, but like that is what's going to happen because the mRNA vaccine does have the capability of curing cancer eventually. Like that is what the mRNA vaccine is going to be, which is part of the reason why it's been super safeguarded IP-wise by the likes of even fucking Bill Gates, for the record, for chatters who don't know. It's not even a joke. Like there's a reason why like IP protections were talked about. And then, you know, at a time when the entire world desperately needed these IPs for the mRNA vaccine stuff to be released, like that never happened. Remember Joe Biden said, we're going to work on it, Jack. And then they never actually did. And we totally forgot about it. The reason for that is because there's HIV mRNA vaccine trials that are happening. There are vaccine trials that are, or there's like mRNA is an incredibly impressive feat of technology, medical technology that has a likelihood of being used to even work as a fucking cancer vaccine. And that's precisely why, unfortunately, because of how fucked up our economic organizational society is, you have an opportunity to like open up the IP to every fucking scientist to like search for a cure of cancer. And we're like, yeah, no, we're going to keep that, I think. So that shit is fucking disgusting, okay? It's absolutely disgusting.
This drive-through at your local McDonald's will give it to you with a Happy Meal. But that isn't what this is. There's no miracle that's happening. It's just saying if you get sick, get this, and you might be less sick, but you'll still be sick if you get it. Why we don't give anecdotal evidence for anything and use it as data, because it's not data, it's anecdotal. Real story is who the fuck your cousin's friend slept with to get an STD. Even worse, you allowed yourself to be used by Tucker fucking Carlson on Fox News because you tweeted this dumb shit. You allowed yourself to be used as a stepping stool for a political agenda when people's lives are at stake because of what you said. Based off what you said. Now Tucker Carlson's point is why the left are bad as opposed to why what she said about this shot is wrong and misleading. Does that mean that there are going to be zero side effects to this shot?
Get the vaccine.
No. Okay? There are people I'm sure that have passed.
His name is Shawn Cee, chat.
People that I'm sure have had adverse reactions, but these are all cases that have been documented as being caused by the vax. They're not hidden. They're available for you to see. And it's up to you to weigh your risk to reward ratio.
40% of Black Americans have been fully vaccinated.
What is it that you were about to say right then? Why did you pause for a second, Tuck? The fuck, man? I thought we were buddies. You told.
You say you want to work with more black creators? You're watching a black creator? Yeah, I do. I do. I feel like it does get a little too Caucasian in here for sure. And it's not good.
Me in a text last week that we was homies.
Black
there you go,
Americans have been
sound it
fully
out.
vaccinated.
That's the problem, Nikki. You had the injections in the wrong part of your body. That's the fucking problem. Wait, how are you not skeptical about ass shots? But about, what is going? What? Dog.
Okay, dude. Dude, everything he said, I said as well. Oh my god. Okay.
This natural selection gotta happen sooner than later, cause this makes no fucking sense. Your ass looks like a balloon. We all know that shit ain't real, and you're comfortable getting that, but not a vaccine. I'm done. The video's over. Wait,
it gets too Caucasian in here doesn't mean that like we need to fucking kick away the White Watchers. I just think that like everyone here would benefit more from hearing from black content creators, and also on top of that, like more black community members.
Ass shots, but not a vaccine. Got it. I don't know what else to tell you. What was the research for the circumference of the ass that you wanted? Just like let me know. How big did you want it to be, and how much research did you do on it before you got it? Just let me know, because the science literally tells you not to do that. There are far more harsh and horrible reactions in cases that have been documented from bad ass shots then, oh my God. What am I doing here? I'm clearly supposed to be on a different planet. I'm not supposed to be here. That's what this means. God, I'm gonna need you to make Venus habitable. That's not a word. See, I'm not an English major. I'm not a professional. I'm letting you know that. Oh shit. I can just imagine.
What's this dude's Twitter chat?
Nicki Minaj will like a set of test tube individually injecting a shot from each pharmaceutical company that manufactures the vaccine. Then we're gonna get a news article the next day. Nicki Minaj accidentally discovers the cure to cancer in virus vaccine trials. And then she gotta make a rap song about it. It's gonna go from all you bitches is my sons to all you bitches is my test subjects. That's all I got. I have nothing else to say. This is a dumb take from Nicki Minaj, and it's a dumb take from anyone that's defending her. I also think that anyone thinking that her post was like misconstrued, I'm not telling you that she said for people not to be vaccinated. I'm not saying that in any capacity. She's got tweets here showing that she's telling people if you need it for work, you should get it, and that she's likely to have it at some point. But you don't say that you have no idea or no information about a subject, and then you tweet negative anecdotal cases about this particular subject that you also claim to
I follow him on Twitter. He made fun of your tax the rich fit. Of course he did, dude. Dude, that circulated heavily. Since, look, Black Twitter is incredibly active on Twitter, and it's very funny. I follow it as well. Every single person made fun of that. Why the fuck wouldn't they? I made fun of that. Like, I don't understand. It's not like a thing. You guys all made fun of it in this community. So, like, I get it.
knows nothing about, while also trying to remain as if you're an opinionated, open person who's unbiased and open to all.
Black Twitter is active on Twitter? No, I mean, like, it's a very big part of Twitter. That's what I mean. More so than other communities.
Information. Your husband the one that might need the shot, and I'm not talking about the vaccine. Barbs, if you're trying to come for me, suck my dick. It's big enough for all y'all. Bye.